multiply and divide rational expressions. So before we get to examples with variables, which are really no more difficult than what we just did a moment ago, with numerical values, the simplest way to multiply and divide is to think about factoring, right? Factoring helps it make a simpler problem. For example, if I had 32 over 3 times 27 over 8. Do I want to multiply? No, you do not want to start by multiplying. Because then you have to do 32 times 27, and then put that answer over 24, then find the common factors. It doesn't make sense at all to do that. So what do you actually do? What do you do first? Yeah, Em.
You can divide by 8 and 32. So
Yeah, so simplify. Go ahead.
So it becomes 4, and then you can also divide by 3, so it becomes 9.
Okay, we know that, right? That should be common sense. You learned that in like 5th or 6th grade. So take that idea and apply that concept to rational expressions. So when you see an expression in a moment, what should you do? You should factor it, because that's what we did here. Whether we see it or not, we factor it, right? 32 is really 8 times 4. The denominator had 8 times 1. This was really 9 times 3, and this was really 3 times 1. And we saw that the 3's canceled because we had 1 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. It doesn't matter that it was in the next fraction, because multiplication tells me that I'm technically multiplying all the tops and I'm multiplying all the bottoms. And that's obviously a rule you learned, again, ways ago. So then we cross-cancel the 8's here and here, and we end up with a 4 times a 9, which gives us 36, over 1 times 1, which is just over 1. So you don't have to write it. So take that concept, extrapolate that idea into rational expressions now. Division, what's the only thing we have to know about division? Dividing by a rational expression. What do you have to do?
Multiply by the reciprocal.
Yeah, just multiply by the reciprocal, okay? So this expression will be different, and all you have to do is change it to multiplication. Now, remember that when you do that, just so we're all certain about these rules, we have, let's say, a over b divided by c over d. We only flip the second one, so this is equivalent to a over b, that remains the same, times d over c. Okay, those are equivalent expressions. We only flip the second one. Please make sure you don't. If you have divided by something, then times something, the thing that it's times doesn't get flipped either. So you could have 3 fractions in a row. So if after this I had times e over f, it's still times e over f. If I had put divided by and I put a fraction, though, around it like this, I'm dividing by that entire quantity. So I need to flip that entire quantity, so these would actually become flipped now if I had put a parenthesis around it. Okay, but these are common rules that you've learned. You just have to apply them to something else. If you want steps, make sure that you factor all the expressions completely. Cross-cancel or vertically cancel anything that's a common factor. Multiply across, and then simplify your final answer if you can. All right, you might multiply across, and maybe you can simplify it. But there's a good chance you really can't simplify your final answer if you've done what? You'll most likely not simplify your final answer if you factored and canceled all things that can be factored and canceled. If that happens, okay? If you do that properly, you shouldn't really have to simplify. Maybe modify it, though. Okay, you might have to tweak it a little bit. So work with the people next to you, please. There's 3 problems. 2 of them are multiplication, I think, or one's multiplication, one's division, and then the last one should be a combination of the 2. I'm going to give you a short quiz afterward on 5.1, 5.2, and 5.4, which we did yesterday. So go through these notes. This should reinforce what we did yesterday. But please take a look at that if you want to. Okay, 5.1 and 5.2, and then 5.4. But I'll give it to you with the last like 10 minutes of the period. Does that make sense?
My
Okay.
notes aren't going in my brother. I have no idea why. I tried. Hold on. I think it's not even the thing this way.
You hit open in.
Yeah. Just
Could it be really the other first one because why? Doesn't say why, right?
Just no.
Anybody having trouble with the notes or not? No, so let's figure out. It's just a nice
I tried
little issue.
turning it
So,
off.
yeah, kill the apps and stuff. Did you do that already?
Like airplane mode. Yeah, I already tried that. It didn't work. And I tried it.
What about kill the notability app? Relog in. Try other notes if that doesn't work, just to isolate the issue, so we know if it's the notes or if we know it's the Wi-Fi is actually really fast. Wow. Is it usually this fast?
I think so.
This is like, compared to my computer, this is flying. When I'm up there trying to put stuff on, it takes forever. All right, give it a second now, because I think you're a little too fast for it. No, you can go into it. Why didn't it open Notability?
I held it.
All right, give it a sec, give it a sec. That's the thing. See, yeah, you're trying to open it before it's even loading. You gotta let it load. Or it's gonna ask you what pages you want to do and stuff like that. So if this isn't loading, then something's wrong with it. But by hitting create, I think you're just jumping the gun. It's not actually doing anything. What if you do this instead? Why does that not work? Double click doesn't bring them all up anymore? Oh, there you go. Pull this up. Open in Dropbox instead, and you can import from Dropbox. What folder was it?
Just go to Dropbox.
Right. There you go. So now just go to Dropbox, find that note, and open it in from there. If you're working by yourself, that's fine, but just check with the person next to your answer when you're done with the first one, please.
There's something wrong with the notes because this file type can't be viewed. I don't know what's wrong. Let's still try that.
Try it anyway, but still, that is weird.
Yeah. Oh, it's this one. Yes, couldn't be moved.
You mind?
Yeah.
It's under HA2 James Lemowski. No, you put it in the regular Dropbox folder, right?
Yeah.
This is so odd, though. Nobody else had an issue with the notes. Everybody else's notes loaded? It's saying that the file type cannot be. When does it start happening? Just now? Or
Yeah.
other?
No, just now.
Alright, let's try this one. Let's try another PDF from. So. What happened next?
Fell. I fell.
Just fell?
Yeah. Off a couch.
Yeah, 5.4 is low, man.
Yeah, it's something with the.
So how about I just re-upload the notes? Maybe there's something that's funky about it. I don't know, James. I don't know what to say. You never had that issue before, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, now it's saying 5.4 isn't working, but it just worked.
No, 5.4 is working. I just looked at it.
I don't know.
So you want to check your answer?
Actually,
Your question?
at the bottom, the denominator is x minus 1. One of your factors of copy is 1.
Yeah, what did they reduce to?
So can we multiply by the negative 1?
Yeah, just reduce them and leave a negative on behind. Remember, whenever you have factors that are opposite in difference, in subtraction, you can reduce them both and leave behind negative 1, because technically you're factoring out a negative 1 out of one of them to make it the same as the other, and then they reduce. Okay, so whenever they're opposites like that, just cross them both off and you have a negative 1 left. So a minus b over b minus a equals negative 1. James, by the way, you can just write it down. I was thinking about it. It's only 3 problems, so it's really not worth the effort right now. I'm reloading them though, so you won't have to try it again.
Okay.
Anybody finish the first one? Put yours up on here, just write it up, so we can see what we got.
Wait, is that the right answer?
Let's tell you. I'm sure it is if it reduced nicely. Yeah, you get some. Show that reduction, make sure, okay?
Okay.
Do 1 minus x, so that's minus 1. So what math are you doing? What math do you take?
We don't have different, like,
What school are you from?
Wagner.
Wagner?
Yeah.
And you don't have different grade levels or different what?
There is honors, but you're not really put into honors if you weren't putting in 6th grade, which I don't really think is right, but like what I'm learning, I feel like is so easy.
What topic is it though? Like, is it algebra? Is it
Yeah, it's just
pre-algebra?
we're basically like this, but a way easier version.
Okay. Interesting. You're in 8th grade, I'm assuming, so you're for next year?
What did you get for factoring?
What's your favorite, what's your actual
10
subject?
minus 10. I totally should be able to do this.
There's a placement exam when you come here, and depending on how you do in the placement exam, either you're in honors or you're in regular section. So if you do well with it, even if you weren't in honors in the past, it doesn't matter if you score well and have high aptitude. You have to work hard to do honors classes. Mom will work in
Oh, for
regular
the
class.
bottom part? Yeah, for the left. It was like, I think there's 3 and 10,
Then you got homework.
15
Rest
and
of
2.
it is-
Yeah. What else is
I'm gonna shave that guy, 'cause it's been
there?
another
For
job, so-
like the 2 negatives, this one.
Oh, I got
Like
2
how-
times x minus x. Oh,
You forgot to do
6 and
that?
5. That's what it is.
What?
And for this part, it's 6 and 5.
Oh.
Wait, is it x? It's minus 6, right? Oh, and minus 5.
Now, should we go over again? Yeah.
What can someone
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's minus 5.
Oh.
Oh.
Seven times x is a factor.
You can, like,
Take a look at the first one, please. Make sure you have your right word. This is Sarah's solution. So she factored out a 3x on the top left. That cancels with this 3x right away. On the bottom was x plus 5x minus 1. Plus 5 is canceling. Then what Sarah showed next was that you have 1 minus x over x minus 1. Whenever that happens, they cancel and leave behind a negative 1. And you can prove that to yourself if you want by factoring negative 1 out of here. It becomes x minus 1. So these cancel, you're left with this, I factored out of it. And then you have the x minus 4, and Sarah decided to distribute the negative 1 to it, or she left it like that and then distributed it. Both answers are obviously acceptable. Okay? Take a few more minutes to get through the second one, and then I'll have somebody put up that one. So here you have division, so think about what that means. Anybody in the dodgeball tournament today? I saw your wrist, I know. I saw you.
Remember the last level tournament? We almost won.
I was on Kairos.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
We were fine.
A couple of years ago, they asked the faculty to play, and we played, and it was hysterical.
Oh.
You know, they 5 of us that played.
I can't play hockey on Mark.
Really?
Because yeah, I fractured it. I found out, they thought, when I went to the emergency room, they thought it was just hurt, like just bruised. But then I went to another doctor, so it's fractured. So I had to get an MRI.
You just fell off the couch, huh?
Yeah. Like I was sitting on the top part of the couch, and like, I fell. There were a lot of people there, they were laughing at me. And then like my arm started like puffing out, and I went to the emergency room. And I was there until 1, which sucked.
It's not, when was this?
That was Friday. Friday night.
Mr. Howell, you say the equations can be on this lesson too? Just the.
I mean, the one before, but it's the same thing, really, right? I didn't want to give you on this one just because you learned it today, but you could be able to do it, I'm sure. Anybody good for the second one? Want to put up the second one solution? I'm going to look at it to make sure. Is this your final answer right here?
Yeah. No?
Something's up with it for sure.
Okay. What'd you get? That's what you got?
7x over 2x. I got that
7x over 2x?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the x's would cancel, so it becomes 7 over 2, right? Why would you not cancel these?
So, okay.
I'm just asking both of you. I'm curious.
So, do you just after simplifying that, that's the actual answer?
And go back real quick. Zoom out. This is left with a 1 up here. Put a 1 up here. Which means this is 1 over x, right? Not x, because that wouldn't make sense.
Okay.
And now the 2 times the x in the denominator, the 7 times the x goes here. But the x is canceled, so you're just left with 3.5.
Okay.
Okay? That's why I thought you were joking at first. I'm like, of course you cancel the x's. So don't forget like your basic rules, right?
Mhm.
Although we're factoring into binomials, those x's are still factors. 7x means 7 times x.
Okay.
It's a factor each, right? 7 and the x are both factors.
Start writing this.
What?
How do you write? You just go like that?
Are you doing AC method? That's what I'm gonna do.
Sure, how'd you write so neat?
Okay.
It's 12 times 6.
72.
Oh, yeah. Actually, my dad.
It's okay, we're all tired. Okay, then if you group
It
that, you
looks
get.
so ugly. Do you see that?
Oh.
Yeah, so change this to a time. Put the next line and flip this entire
I didn't have breakfast today. That was a good idea.
What do you need?
I mean, I don't usually have breakfast, but I'm hungry today. Okay, group it. Yeah.
Okay. What factors are 72 did you use?
8 and 9.
So only, no, you only change this one here. That's what I said. So the definition of division is multiplication by the reciprocal, but only of the one that you're dividing.
Oh my god, there's so much work involved in this one.
Now what do we do? Yeah, so it's like this. Well, be careful. You can cancel the x for sure, yes, but the 7 can't just drag it over, right? What else?
Okay. What do you get for the top? For the probably?
I just got x minus 4x plus 4.
Do you do
4x
3.5?
plus 3 over.
Do you want to write? Do you write it as 3.5 or 7 over 2?
6 months.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, they're recording us.
Yeah. You're gonna hear the notes. It's gonna be us now.
So you'll see here that there's no variable in your answer. Okay, you get 3.5, just 7x over 2x, or 7 over 2. A lot of cancellations here. If you forget to divide, if you forget to multiply by the reciprocal, things aren't going to cancel. So if that happens, think to yourself, did I forget something? Because things probably should cancel and reduce, right? The third one is no more difficult than those, except now you just have a multiple step problem. First you're multiplying and then you're dividing by that last fraction. It's just a lot of factoring going on here. So I'm considering AC method for 2 of them at least. Consider AC method for 2 of them. There's a difference of squares in there, and then there's a bunch of other factoring. So this is just a factoring headache, so go through it, please. Okay, practice this.
I tried the chicken.
So
It's not with the actual songs. I don't think it's the.
16. Sarah,
Because even in Dropbox,
how do you factor that one?
in my Dropbox it does, that's why I'm saying this.
I
I don't know, that's why I was curious what it is. Because if 5.4 is the same format as 5.5, yet 5.5 doesn't load and 5.4 does, it doesn't really make sense.
Mr. Howell.
Yeah.
For the second one, I got 3.5, and then I got like something else at the end.
You want to do it?
Yeah, we're just
Don't lose that.
But I got
Wait, it's 21 too, because that'll be the
x
next
minus
one.
6 over x plus 6.
Oh,
Mine
should
is
we receive
21.
it?
How do you?
You carry down your x plus 6, should be x minus 6.
What?
You write x minus 6, we copied it down.
Oh, yeah.
This is just x minus 6. Just
Oh, alright.
okay? X minus 6 is canceled.
The bottom will just be X.
How much time we have? I'm not sure over this quiz before the period's over. Is it A or B day, guys? Or 10?
It's a same.
Yeah, there's no. So 24. So in about 3 minutes, so just to give you like, I'll give you like 12 minutes for the quiz. It's only 2 questions. It'll probably gonna take you like 5 minutes, but just to give you a little extra time.
So should we multiply those two? Or do you just want to factor it
Any struggles on the last one you need help with? People stuck factoring on the last one anywhere? Please ask. There's AC method for sure. Difference of squares, I think that's it for the factoring toughness, but. Just watching.
I don't know what
Well, look. X plus 2 is canceled. X minus 4 is canceled. X minus 7 is canceled.
I was just for
Yeah, so think about it, right? Multiplication is commutative. And when you multiply fractions, you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. So technically, I could take this top and switch with this top, and you're still multiplying in the end.
Okay, so these cancel out too.
Yeah, cross cancel and vertical cancel. Remember those 3 steps I put up?
Oh, yeah.
Cross cancel, vertical cancel. So why aren't you canceling certain things? For example, x minus 4 is in both top and bottom, isn't it?
Oh, the answer is like here and here. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it appeared in your answer over there. Right?
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering why they were so big.
You should definitely get things canceling if you factored it properly. There should be another x minus 4 somewhere on there.
I don't know that one.
Oh, yeah, because this is division, right? So you need to flip this whole fraction and put a multiplication. So do that and then see what happens. And x minus 2 looks like it's in the top and bottom, isn't it? Or x plus 2, rather, right there.
Yeah.
Those can cancel.
Okay.
Cross those off, right? Cross them off before you get to the next line. Make it easy. Did you get to your final solution?
Yeah, I got it. X plus 5.
Yeah, it should just be a simple fraction. Good. You want to put it up so it's good? Cameron's going to put up the last one.
Do I have to like show all the work or just show the factored forms?
Show all the factor forms.
Okay.
You don't have to show the AC method work or anything like that. You should end up with a single fraction with a numerator and a denominator. Each of which should have one binomial. Yes, one binomial. A lot of cancellation already. Take a look. Those are just the first two expressions, first two factors. So, Chandler, you're doing the okay.
Yeah.
So there's the last fraction coming in now. And notice he already put times. So he flipped the fraction already. So flip the last one and then factor it. This is what you're going to get from the third fraction when it's flipped and factored. The x plus 2 is going to cancel for sure. The x minus 4 is going to cancel after that, right? And there's the single fraction left. This is a binomial over a binomial.
Oh, I didn't really need the parentheses.
That's okay.
Alright.
Doesn't matter. Alright, that's your final answer right there. So notice that what Chandler did, can you get the little pointer guy right here, Jim?
Yeah. Oh, that one.
In the middle, yeah. So let's point it to the first and second fraction. So the first fraction, he factored there. The second fraction, he factored here. He did the math for that on its own and wrote it down over here on the bottom left. And then he said, let me take the division part of the top right up there, and I'll just rewrite it as multiplication here. But as a result, he flipped the fraction as he was factoring it. Okay, so this is the reciprocal of what you see in the top right. And then everything else reduces. How do you get these other fractions? These factors, obviously, this is AC method. Okay, make sure to practice AC method. If you struggle on AC method, you got to ask me. That's what I said. Any questions on factoring? If you can factor it, the rest is just reduction. Nice, thank you. All right, practice tonight, make sure. Let's take a look at this quiz now.